Right now, for the first time in months, big Bitcoin whales are starting to buy yet again. And while this is happening, more than 28% of all the Bitcoin supply is currently in a loss. And this historically is a very bullish thing here. And I'm going to be exactly discussing on today's update video. I'm going to talk about my trade, what I am doing right now here, what is the game plan on this moment of time here. We're right now more than $230,000 in profit after, of course, I shared my exact trading setup on the channel with you guys. And on today's update video, obviously, I'm going to talk about the market, the liquidity heat map, what is likely to be playing out for Bitcoin right here. Of course, I'm not only going to discuss this, I'm going to go also over Ethereum, what I'm seeing over there. So don't forget to once again slap off that like button back above 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated, and let me jump straight away in today's update video. And that is, of course, that Bitcoin finally has started to see its slight little bounce here. And I have said on the market so many times here that this orange box is the level where I want to be buying, not earlier. And this is, of course, exactly the level where we're seeing an ever so slight bounce from right now. And I do want to be telling, I don't necessarily think the bottom is already 100% in here, but I do think it is most certainly very close here. And if Bitcoin comes down even lower, I'm still going to be accumulating also around the $98,000 level, which is a little bit below this orange box here. But ultimately, I think this liquidity zone right here is going to be the big support for Bitcoin. And the biggest bounce is going to be getting created from off this level right here. And what is very interesting is that if we're looking at on-chain data, we can right now start to see that the big Bitcoin whales that has bought up all the previous Bitcoin bottoms are right now once again starting to be buying after months of not buying here, which is very interesting to see here. They bought on the most recent dips here, but on the top side, they were only distributing and not selling. And now they were only distributing and now they're starting to accumulate again here. And like I said also in the intro of the video, now more than 28% of the total Bitcoin supply is also in a loss here. And historically, if we are in such a high region of amount of people that are in a loss here, we can see that historically tends to create bottoms. So we saw it over here back in January 2024. We saw it over here in September 2024. We saw it over here in April 2025. And now yet again, guys, there are so many people in a loss on Bitcoin. And that is just showing you you're buying at such a better, you're accumulating at such a better place here rather than doing it at the all-time high. Because at the all-time high, everyone is obviously in profit. And we are right now also seeing yet again, and now as well, we're just seeing another 22% correction. Obviously, this cycle, we have seen twice a 30% correction, but 4 of the other corrections were also 20 or in the 22% region. So also very interesting to see that Bitcoin right now is in that similar zone here of distribution compared to these previous big corrections. So I do really think we are most certainly becoming very close at the end stage of this Bitcoin correction. Also, if I'm looking at the liquidity heat map, I am clearly seeing there's a lot of liquidity piling up above us and almost none of it laying below us. So that also tells us a very interesting story. I've said it so many times before here on the channel. If you've been watching my videos, I've been calling for this big correction towards the downside for such a long time here. And now I'm starting to get a little bit more bullish on the market because this is the time, in my opinion, to get more excited. Why? Is because on the big dips here, that is where I'm going to be buying, not on the big bounces. And I have told it, if you've watched any of my videos, I've just exactly explained my trading setups for such a long time here. If you've been in the VIP Telegram group, you even had the opportunity to copy trade my trades here. And guys, yeah, now these trades are in more than $200,000 in profit. So if anyone did so, congratulations. And if you still are interested in doing so in the future, join my private Telegram group here using the second link in today's video description to stay not only up to date on all my trades, to stay up to date on my spot buys where I'm currently looking at, but also 5 other professional traders are dropping their trading setups every single day out there as well, just for you guys to understand a little bit more of a perspective on the market. So yeah, it's definitely very valuable. And of course, if you're looking for a safe and reliable exchange to trade on yourself, I personally think that WeX is the best exchange to do so. Also, if you sign up an account using that first link below in today's video description, you will get a 25% fee rebate. And on top of that, you can claim deposit bonuses up to $30,000. But be alert, trading is always a risk here. But yeah, if you're interested in it, check it out in the first link in today's video description. Further on, I want to discuss some more charts on Bitcoin, of course, right? And we are currently still seeing that there's heavy US selling ongoing. This is, of course, something very interesting. In yesterday's video as well, I discussed basically that we're seeing big downtrends on the Bitcoin treasury accumulation. And what is very interesting is actually that last year in November, we saw the best month ever for Bitcoin buying by treasuries. So let's see how it's going to be playing out this time around here. But basically, momentum has to shift ever so slightly for Bitcoin to see this trend also shift around here. But this is, of course, very important because if there's a lot of Bitcoin getting bought up by these treasuries, it means a lot of buying pressure. And of course, this is also something I discussed in yesterday's video. But basically, always, guys, whenever the Bitfinex longs are low, that means a market top. Here they're also low, market top. Here they're also low, market top. And whenever they are building up their Bitcoin long positions, you can see over here, it's the market bottom. You can see over here, that is the market bottom. And guys, yet again, I don't want to be spoiling it. I don't want to be already tell you where Bitcoin is exactly going to go towards. Of course, we never know exactly, and I'm not a financial advisor, but this is at least what the data is telling me. Bitcoin longs is clearly moving towards the upside. And this is, of course, indicating somewhat that the Bitcoin bottom is most certainly getting very close right now here. And what I also have seen in many of these previous bottoms here is that Bitcoin always creates this another low in the market, right? With a bullish divergence. So we did it not only over there, we did it over here as well. And then you create, of course, this higher low in the RSI. If something similar is going to be playing out this time around in the charts, then of course I would be seeing that as a major buying opportunity again here. But so far that has not played out here. Then of course on the weekly time frame, we are retesting one of the most important levels of support here. On the 50 weekly moving average, we can see that literally we are retesting the Bitcoin bull market support band. And yeah, like you can see, we are currently seeing a slight little bounce from off this level. But the moment we're going to be breaking below this zone, it's basically going to confirm we're going to be entering a bear market. But I am betting that we're still going to see an average or slight bounce from off this exact level right here. And of course, in the case we're going to be breaking below it, it is going to be giving us the confirmation that indeed, yes, that the big Bitcoin bearish divergence is starting to play out on the weekly time frame, and that we should be considering the fact that we are currently at the end stage of the Bitcoin cycle and the bear market is officially going to get started. And don't get me wrong, what I'm doing with these trades, I am not trying to trade Bitcoin towards new all-time highs from of this zone right here. No, I'm trying to catch a big bounce to at least $110,000, maybe $115,000, looking some good profits, and then I will just look at the next big opportunity in the market. So I also would recommend to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all these trades here. It's such an interesting time to be trading. It's a nice time to be trading, but for sure, guys, it is very good. It would be very highly appreciated if you are subscribing to the channel right now here. Then I want to give an update on my Ethereum trade, which is now in $50,000 in profit, a slight profit here. But yeah, you can see a very strong bounce occurred on ETH here. Basically, the accumulation that I did was between $3,200 and $3,400, somewhere in this region right here. So we accumulated a lot of Ethereum in the zone, and you can just see that currently it has bounced significantly from that 50 weekly moving average. And of course, this level right here is the golden pocket entry. And in my opinion, that is the zone where we're going to be seeing a big, strong bounce from. And I am currently also looking at some very big spot buys I am interested in doing. And yeah, I'm going to be discussing more of them in the VIP Telegram group, so make sure to join it. But anyways, this was it for me on today's update video already. Again, if you did enjoy it, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.